I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Teen Titans Annual The Lazarus Contract Special Number 1, a mouthful of a title that seeks to be the grand finale for the Lazarus Contract storyline. What'll happen next? Let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? So, as we join the story, we once again get a flashback detailing what happened to Grant Wilson after he walked out on his father, Deathstroke. He was picked up by a group of cool, hip, trendy teenage geniuses who just so happened to be backed by the Hive. That group of B-themed super terrorists who wanted Deathstroke under their thumb, even if that meant adopting his son and slowly but surely turning him against his father. Honestly, not that they needed much help in that regard. Slade did a pretty good job making his own son hate him. Here's the funny thing though, when they put Grant in for super badass mercenary training, he absolutely worshipped the ground Deathstroke walked on, having no idea that Deathstroke and his father were actually the same person. That's why it comes as such a major surprise for young Grant when his father, Deathstroke, using Kid Flash's stolen Speed Force powers, manages to work his way back in time and try and save his son from going to fight the Teen Titans when he knows he's going to die. The truly hilarious thing is that Deathstroke tries multiple times to try and get his son to drop the vendetta, but once he finds out that it's his dad under the Deathstroke mask, he refuses to go along with anything. He literally hates his old man so much he A, won't listen to him, and B, would rather die. Now back with the Titans and Teen Titans, they're attempting to regroup and see what they can do about stopping Deathstroke from destroying the space-time continuum. Damian also continues to be super hard on Kid Flash Wally West. He actually makes the depowered hero walk while everyone else gets to fly. Jeez, even Raven and Starfire are saying that's borderline bullying. And hey, you know what? That's pretty bad and that's pretty cruel, but you know what's even crueler? They forgot Jackson Hyde Aqualad. That means that the two are forced to hitchhike their way to the final battle and only get there because Wintergreen, Deathstroke's butler, is nice enough to pick them up. This actually leads to probably the coolest, most interesting scene in the series so far, and that is Wintergreen saying about how Deathstroke is such an emotional cripple he would rather destroy space and time than just hug his kids more. Wally can totally relate to this as his father was the New 52 version of Reverse Flash, and even though Aqualad doesn't know it yet, his dad is Black Manta. So, what's the United Titan team's plan on defeating Deathstroke, considering that Wally can't take them all back in time, and even if they did, Deathstroke's really powerful? They instead decide to think outside the box, uniting all their powers and tearing open a portal in time so they can speak with their younger selves. At first you just think, oh well, you know, they're gonna warn their younger selves so they can work through this situation. Yeah, Damian Wayne has other plans though. He ends up heart-punching Wally West. The idea being that, hey, if I give him a near-death experience here and now, that'll have ripple effects throughout time, and in doing so will rob Deathstroke of the time powers he stole. That's a real dick move for Robin, but I mean, can anyone be surprised? Worse still, he ends up being 100% correct, and this does actually force Deathstroke to come back to the present. His powers aren't gone though, as we find out. The Icon suit was able to absorb enough of the Speed Force energy, and Slade is ready to make one last try. Even if that means running faster than he ever has before, running directly into the Speed Force and threatening getting trapped there for all time. Damian and the rest of the Titans are honestly pretty okay with letting this be Deathstroke's fate. After all, he earned it. The only person who actually wants to try and save Deathstroke, who wants to try and do the right thing here, is Wally. Kid Flash basically says if they don't save him, they're every bit as bad as him, and because of that, he decides to chase on after him in the Speed Force. This means Wally the Flash is forced to follow after him to make sure he doesn't get stuck like he did. This also means Jericho, Deathstroke's other son, decides to empower Wally by using his special abilities to more or less take everyone's consciousness with the Flash as he runs. I'm not quite 100% sure about why having all those extra voices in his head is actually helpful, but at the end of it, the Flash is able to save Kid Flash and Deathstroke from their horrible fates. Being embarrassed and defeated on this level, you would think Deathstroke would want bloody revenge against the Titans and Teen Titans, only he decides that he's finally done with killing. He throws down his mask and walks off. And that's where, if you can believe it, the story winds down, but we also get two small epilogues. The first involves Damian firing Kid Flash from the Teen Titans for not following orders and genuinely just getting on his bad side. And the final one involves Wally going to Deathstroke's own personal physician to find out that, hey, after all their monkeying around in time and space, Wally now has a pacemaker. Yeah, way to go, Robin. Thanks to you, Wally can't keep getting up to speed the way he's doing or it'll make his heart fail. And with that, everyone, that is Teen Titans Annual The Lazarus Contract Special #1, and overall it was okay, I guess? Well, I was always interested and invested to see where the story was going. I would be lying if I said I didn't feel the first 3 issues kind of meandered around as they set things up and a lot of story was put here at the end. I mean, it's clear we're going to have a lot of interesting repercussions in all the Titans family of books, but I would be lying if I said it didn't feel like they were more interested in what comes after Lazarus Contract than they were in Lazarus Contract itself. In fact, as I sit here and think about it, Lazarus Contract didn't really mean anything. No one came back to life. The actual contract that Slade and Nightwing entered into was never mentioned again. Despite having Teen Titans and Titans in the title, this was really much more a story about Deathstroke and the 2 Wallys than it was anything else. Not complaining, I just wish there was a little better advertisement going on. Overall, I enjoyed this, but I kinda built it up to be a lot better in my mind. I give it a 7 out of 10. So there you have it, everyone, the Lazarus Contract finale. I hope you dug the video, and while you're still watching, why not check out some of these other videos I have on offer this week. Want to find out what happens next in the Titans family of books? Of course you do. To stay up to date on when those videos come out, there's no better way to do that than to follow me on Twitter at CapeJoel. And if you enjoy the content I make on the channel and want to support me in my future endeavors, might I recommend becoming a patron? Patrons get exclusive access to videos and podcasts before anyone else, and they can do so for as little as $1 a month. Maybe monthly's not your thing, I understand. If that's the case, I also have a cyber tip jar down in the description of this very video. So until next time, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again in another video. Bye-bye.